Hey, everybody. Welcome to our newest member for Ask the Faculty, Chantheoun Chap. He's with the math department. He is the second youngest math faculty, at least in terms of seniority. And he's here to let us get to know about him. He likes to go by Chap, or at least I assume he does. That's what he responds to often. So I'm going to call him Chap. Chap, what's your favorite food truck?
Favorite food truck? I don't really have one. I like the boba trucks. Like Thai tea, boba, those kind of drinks.
Nice. What's the main reason you chose teaching?
I just love inspiring students, getting them to think outside the box, getting them to, tell me their goals in life. I just like, helping them get towards their true meaning in life, I guess.
Awesome. What courses do you teach?
I teach statistics, algebra, trig, sometimes calculus on occasion.
What is your proudest non-teaching accomplishment?
I'm proud of my two daughters, Dara and Vanna. They're the best thing in my life. One's 5 years old and the other is 2 years old. Yeah.
That's awesome. What is something most people don't know about your past?
Don't know about my past? I love aquaponics and gardening. Okay. And that's basically, raising fish together with plants, so in a recirculating system.
Nice. What is your watch it 1,000 times movie?
I love, I love Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah,
that's old school right there.
That's a great movie.
What's your late work policy?
I typically accept late homework, but they have to have a valid excuse.
Okay. How about your absence policy?
I don't really take attendance. It's on them. So if they're willing to come and do the work, that's great. If they're going to show up on test days, they don't typically do as well.
I hear you. That's my policy too. What's one piece of advice you'd give to your students?
To always ask questions when you have problems and do it early, so that I can help you before, we get into deep trouble.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this question, at least partially, but do you have any pets besides fish?
Besides fish, I used to have 2 border collies.
Okay.
Yeah, border collies. I used to raise chickens and a couple of goats. Yeah, so I had a lot of pets.
Border collies are fun.
Yeah, they're really intelligent.
Yes, they are. On Sunday, would you rather hike a mountain or kill zombies?
Hike a mountain. Hike on a top of a mountain. Yeah, we want to kill zombies.
Right? What's your favorite recent teaching moment?
Teaching moment?
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on that one?
Something related to classroom. It doesn't necessarily need to be directly in class, but something you've done.
I had a student come into office hours and she told me that I inspired her to pursue her doctorate in psychology. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I bet that felt really good.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a long weekend, where would you go?
I would go to the beach.
Did you go there last weekend?
I went last month. We went crabbing on the beach in Bodega, about 4 hours away.
Are you a do it now or a wait until the last minute kind of person?
I'm a wait till the last minute kind of person.
Okay. Other career you'd pursue if you weren't teaching?
I'll be a farmer.
Yeah. Sounds like that's a fit for you.
Yeah, that's something I like to do.
Hobbies and previous pets.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite anxiety reliever?
One more time?
Your favorite anxiety reliever?
Let's see, I would snack on like crackers or something. That usually relieves stress.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I can't do that. If you were stranded on a deserted island, what is one inanimate object you'd like to have? Like, so you can't take your daughters.
Let's see. I would have like a canteen, something to store water or to boil water with.
That's a good answer. No one's answered that yet. I like that. That's a good answer. What is your favorite thing about your job?
The students. I love, every day is a new thing. It's never the same. There's always different questions every day.
Office decor. Are you a minimalist or a maximalist?
You could tell it's minimalist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If that was your office, yeah, there's not a lot there. You even keep your board clean. How dare you? It's not even right.
I do have a cool poster. Let me share that with you. Let's see.
Oh,
Let me
cool.
I posted this in front of my door. Oh, it's backwards, but
I have something that says the same thing hanging on my door at my office out in Tulare. That's awesome.
yeah, it's a cool coincidence.
It
I also
fits.
have the one that where I tells the other one get real, and then the square root of 2 says get rational.
Right.
Yeah, like that.
What is the biggest obstacle you would remove for students if you could?
I would remove the textbook cost. So in my classes, I like to do open source materials, and stats is totally free for my class now. So eventually I'll remove all textbook costs and all material costs from the classroom.
Awesome. What is the best thing about being a Costa member for you?
I think it's, how motivated the members are, like how Jared and Chris and Tracy Redden, they're so motivated in helping the little guy. So I really like that. The community, it just feels good.
Awesome. Now, this is a bonus question for everyone because I know Chap. Chap, what was your riddle of the day for students today?
Riddle of the day. Today I asked them an easy one. It was, what is tall when it's new and short when it's old? That was a easy one.
I'll have to think about that one.
No,
well, and
you'll figure it out.
Everybody, and I hope you all enjoy the riddle too. Chap, thank you for your time. It's been an honor getting to know you, and have a good day.
All right, thank you.